Alright, what's going on my broskiis? My name is Toadski, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. So, we just made the video on Nami, we're waiting for the official tweet to go out for Robin, and now we can actually go ahead and do that. If you guys also didn't check out the first video where we talked about Nami, we also talked about the brand new letter, just talking about the new Sugo-Fest, nothing really crazy here. They did say about the feedback from 10th anniversary. You know, it is what it is. They did talk about a new summer login bonus thing, where every single day you log in, you get a rare recruit ticket, and you guarantee yourself to pull summertime bikini characters, and Vivi and Hancock are going to be available for the first part. There is going to be a part 2 they do mention with new characters, so wait and see exactly what's going to happen. I really hope we get just new forms of like the summer bikini characters. That'd be pretty hype. I know that there's a few characters a lot of people want to get, like a bikini Yamato. That'd be pretty sick. Don't know if they're going to do it, but if they did, it'd be awesome. Anyways, let's talk about Robin. So we talked about Nami already. We're here to talk about Robin this time. So Nami, at face value, Nami actually seemed pretty good. I was pretty content with the abilities that they decided to give her. So I hope Robin is able to follow suit and also be pretty good. So let's jump into it. Robin is a Psi Cerebral Fighter. So that's the same colors and classes as V1 Robin, actually. So let's go ahead and have a look and see what she does. She's super tandem, by the way, which is interesting. Okay. Captain ability, also minus 2 turns at the start of the quest, 20% damage reduction, Psi Cerebral Fighter, 5.5 times attack, 1.3 times recovery in HP. Characters that have recovery bonuses, don't disregard it, because every time you eat from a recovery slot, you're going to be healing for a really good amount. This is a nice buff. Makes Dex side tandem slots matching, higher chance of landing tandem slots, reduces burn duration by 10 turns, and heal 30% of damage taken when you move into a new stage. Okay, so burn removal is the one for Robin. So Nami was removing paralysis in her captain, whereas Robin's going to remove burn. I mean, out of the two, paralysis is definitely more common. So burn removal in the captain effect, I don't really think it's that useful. Of course, in the Pirate King Adventures game mode that's going to be dropping, it might be very useful in that, or it could be very useful in one of the treasure map bosses later on in the month of July. But at face value, I think Nami's captain ability is far superior. But that's fine, you know, it is what it is. This character's a very defensive staller unit, likes to heal and stuff with the recovery. Nami actually had passive healing, whereas this one has recovery bonuses, so take that what you will. I think in terms of captains, Nami seemed a little bit better. Let's have a look at the EX Super. Maybe that's going to change things. You need 2 of the listed characters, Nico Olvia, Jaguar D Sol, Crocodile, Sabo, and Koala also count. So this is far easier to proc the super class. You can also use one of the straw hats, or 2 of the straw hats as well. And now the super class gives minus 10 turns of cooldown, extends the crew's multiplicative chain multiplier boost by 1 turn, and then sets the chain multiplier boundary 2.75 to 20 for 2 turns, and further increases all enemies' increased damage taken by 0.25. Wow, that's actually, it does a lot, right? So, cooldown for her, extend chain multiplicative buffs, chain boundary, and buffing enemies' increased damage taken. Now, I hope that she has increased damage taken infliction in her kit, because that's going to make her very, very useful. Let's look at the special. 13 turns with expansion. Reduces all enemies' barriers and nullify damage by 1. That's good. I mean, nullify damage removal is extremely rare, so it's good that this character has that. Reduces resilience by 7. Not a big fan of that, personally. Resilience removal I've never really liked all that much. I much prefer just end of turn damage, because, you know, resilience by 3 versus resilience by 5, that actually can make a huge difference in whether a character is useful or not. Like, resilience by 7 is good. And in most cases, like 99% of cases, this is going to get through the resilience that the enemy has. But sometimes the enemy will have 10 turns of resilience or something like that, and this will not help. But as I said, most cases, 7 turns of resilience will get around most resiliences that you'll come up against. You also get the 1.5 chain multiplicative buff for 2 turns, allows the crew's lock chain multiplier effect to be further increased up to 2 times. Now, lock chain multiplier also counts chain boundaries, so this is chain boundary and chain locks. They can be buffed 2 times. If the amount of HP beyond crew's max HP healed before launching the special is 30k or more, applies increased damage taken status to all enemies, ignoring immunity to status effects by 2.25 for 1 turn. And even if you haven't healed the 30,000, you'll still get it, I believe. It says increases of, wait, I think they're actually missing something here. Yeah, it looks like they're actually missing something here. So we actually have this other website that gives us a bit more of a rundown in terms of what she does. So it says if you've healed 30,000 or more, applies increased damage taken, ignoring immunity to status effects by 2.25 for 1 turn. And then it says applies increased damage taken status to all enemies by 1.75 times for 1 turn otherwise. So when you launch the special, you are getting at least 1.75 times increased damage taken, but if you've healed above that threshold, then you actually get the 2.25 increased damage taken, and it goes through full immunity. So this actually makes a massive difference, because not only does it go through immunity, but the multiply jumping from 1.75 to 2.25 is actually a pretty big deal. Let's move back to here, and it says if the amount of HP that you've healed is 30k or more. Okay, wait, hang on a second. Now that I'm thinking about it, this is actually Nami's. This is Nami's, right? Yeah, you can see the picture's different on the background. They actually put Nami's photo here. That's a joke. Holy. Okay. Let's just stick to this one for now to finish it off. So if you use her special twice in the same turn, it further increases her chain lock by 0.5 and 0.25 to multiplicative buffs. Okay, that's kind of fine, I guess. It's fine. The effect that you get from double launching the special, it's okay. The issue is double launching these character specials is actually really difficult, because like, yes, you have like the super class to give minus 10 turns of cooldown, but like, heck, 13 turns with limit break expansion, you still need 3 more turns of cooldown in some capacity, and I don't know how you're going to get that. Obviously other characters can do it, but it just makes team building around trying to launch her twice really annoying. Alternatively, if you have double Robin, you can just use 2 Robin specials and that will work just fine. But I don't think they designed these characters that well with that kind of effect in mind. But I think overall, the special's pretty good, right? If you just break down everything, removing barriers and damage null by 1, resilience by 7, chain multiplicative buff for 2 turns, allows you to double stack chain locks, and then you get the increased damage taken, and then if you use her special twice, you get like bigger buffs for your chain and the increased damage taken stuff, I think. No, it's the chain multiplicative and chain lock. Okay, so it is what it is, right? So I think the special's useful. I think Nami seemed a little bit better. I think Nami will see a little bit more play, but the fact that this character can do 2.25 increased damage taken through status effects, that is pretty good. So don't disregard that. I think both of these units have their uses for sure. Crewmate ability 1, Psi Cerebral Fighter get a recovery bonus, Psi Tandem a matching, and then if your captain, who is Psi Cerebral Fighter, uses a special, gives herself minus 10 turns of cooldown. So that's fine. It is what it is. Support effect, Mr. Zero, Crocodile, Sabo Koala, Nico Olvia, Jaguar D Soul, once per quest if you use a special to apply a chain lock or damage reduction, heals 15% of your max HP and further increases the chain lock by 0.25. So the one that, there's a couple characters that come to mind straight away. First one would be the Quick Anniversary Sabo. He also removes Special Bind and gives a chain lock, and this would proc with that. This would also work with Treasure Map Legend Crocodile because he applies a chain boundary, and this will proc this, getting a heal and then buffing his chain boundary. So those are the 2 units that come to mind straight away, but this also does work for damage reduction as well if you just want the heal out of it, I guess. So it heals and gives chain lock buff. So I don't know when you'd want to apply this specifically on a damage reduction buff, but for the chain locks, those are the key ones. Quick Anniversary Sabo and Dex Treasure Map Legend Crocodile. This support would be fantastic for those types of units. And of course, this character does have Super Tandem, and that's interesting. Yeah, so you only need 2 characters for the super class, but yet for the Super Tandem, you need 3 of the listed characters. And you got Olvia, it's the same characters as that are required for her super class. And the actual effect itself is going to go ahead and reduce all enemies' Rainbow Shield damage reduction by 3, and then gives a tandem attack boost of Psi, Cerebral, and Fighter 2 times for 1 turn. Not the best super tandem, and especially because at level 5 you need 3 of the listed characters. It's just dead on arrival. This is a super tandem that's never really going to take flight. This is a garbage super tandem. If this required 2 of the units, it would be serviceable. It would be usable, I guess. If this only required 1 of the listed characters to proc the super tandem, now we're talking. That would actually be good, but it means you gotta tap with like these 3 units and Robin, so you gotta go through like 4 units on your crew, and then you'll actually eventually get it to work. Yeah, that's a garbage super tandem. So, okay, so captain ability wise, I think it's a little on the weaker side. The super class helps out with that though. I think the super class is very good. The special ability is very good. And then the support is also kind of nice, I guess. Not as good as Nami's, but it's fine. And I think the super tandem is garbage. So I think overall, out of all the components, Nami seemed more appealing than what Robin provides. But Robin just provides different things. So let's actually talk about the Rumble stuff. I'm really hoping that she's good in Rumble. So she in Rumble is an attacker style character. 26 CT is interesting. 26 CT for an attacker gets me a little excited. Hopefully she's good. Targets 3 enemies for a 50% health cut at 26 CT. Oof. When 5 or more cerebral characters are on the team, targets enemies in a large range for a 60. Okay, that's garbage. Man, that first line, that first sentence of her special is god tier, and then you just get that to finish off the special. That's so bad. Okay, I don't know if this is gonna see play. That's not very good at all. We move on to the Rumble ability. Psi-type cerebral class. Teammates, 6 health, 6 attack, 6 speed, 2 CT up. So now they want you to build a Psi cerebral team. Psi cerebral, okay, I mean you could use this with 10th anniversary Shanks. That's already something you can do. Psi cerebral is very fascinating. Alright, the grand party stuff. You have to deal 30k damage. You can use it 4 times. 3 enemies with high HP for 5k damage. 1 enemy with low HP for level 7 defense down. Activates provoke for 20 seconds. Activates provoke on who? On the targeted enemy? That's kind of fascinating. Interesting. So it applies provoke onto the enemy, and that enemy has low HP, and you're lowering their defense, and you're provoking everyone to attack it. So it gives you a higher chance of just knocking that guy out, and then targets all enemies for a 10% CT delay. This is completely garbage. 10% CT delay really isn't that much, unless if you strategically use it right before an enemy is about to go in for their special. But yeah, that requires like really good timing and being focused in the match. And then of course the Grand Party abilities, giving buffs to Psi, Cerebral, and Fighter. Yeah, interesting. I don't know if she's actually going to see play. It just seems like a little mediocre. I don't think this is going to see play, but at the end of the day, if people are able to develop really good cerebral teams where you have a predominance in Psi characters, that Rumble ability is fantastic, and then having a special at a relatively low CT to guarantee a 50% health cut on 3 targets, like, it does have its uses for sure. So I think there may be some potential uses for her, but at the moment I just don't see it. I think that she's definitely not as good as Nami, but that's just the way that I see it right now. But hey, let me know your thoughts and opinions about this one down below in the comment section. I mean, and the other thing you gotta remember as well is that Robin gets access to some of the best supports in the game, and that will already allow her to be a bit more usable in some aspects. You know, if you need to remove a bunch of paralysis, you've got Barto support, you've got the Mr. One and Miss Doublefinger support, which is one of the best supports in the entire game. So, you know, Robin gets access to some good stuff, but, you know, let me know your thoughts and opinions about her down below in the comment section. Which one do you like more? Do you like the Nami character more? Do you prefer the Robin legend? Let me know. I hope you enjoyed it though. If you did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. And that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.